What's up, people? It's your host, Arkansas Jeff. And as you've seen in the thumbnail, mistakes were made. And I'm not just talking about the last episode where I claimed to be doing a truck review. And I really didn't do much of a truck review. I just showed you my truck. But I'm learning. But yeah, that's one of the mistakes. There was a lot of mistakes made. My third video, the one that you're watching now, shot quite a bit of footage because I actually had a surprise for you. And all that footage was no good, as I had to reshoot part of last video because the sound didn't happen. Same situation with here. I've got to get me a shotgun mic because what I'm using right now is a mic that I bought for mud riding to wire into my helmet. It got a long 6-foot cord and everything, and it's not exactly working out for me using it as a shotgun mic because I'm currently having to wrap the cord around a little selfie stick, and it sometimes gets unplugged apparently, and no audio at all when that happens. So all the footage I shot for the third video was no good, pointless. I take that back. A little bit of it was fixed or worked. I guess I fixed it without even knowing anything was wrong with it, and didn't notice it until I went back through the footage. However, the footage that was no good that you did not see was me driving the truck that I just previously showed you in the second episode. My truck, my 2011 Chevy Silverado LT. Well, I was driving it to the dealership. The reason why I did a review on it on the second episode was because I knew I was getting rid of it. I was trading it in for a better truck. And this way I have a memory to go back and look at. Plus, I mean, it's like I said, it was practice for doing a review. And I need a lot of practice. I need a lot of work on it. My next truck, or the truck I currently have now, I'm going, instead of doing like a review, because I'm not that great with the reviews just yet, work on it, I'm going to do the top 5 things I like about this truck, top 5 things I don't like about this truck. And you will see my new truck at the end of this video. However, I'm not going to go in depth on it or anything. I'm just going to give you a glimpse at the very first mod I did. Yeah, I had footage of me driving the truck up there, talking to y'all, talking to the camera, letting y'all know what's going on, or, well, just trying to drop little hints at what I'm doing. Not really telling you what it is I'm doing. Until I pulled up into the dealership, then obviously, which I wasn't telling you which vehicle it was, some of the video was me making the deal. I wish that would have worked out, because I think that footage would have been good for y'all. I mean, some of y'all, would like to know what I got for it, obviously. I know I get that question asked all the time. Oh man, how much you pay for it? And what's your monthly payments? So yeah, just letting y'all see the process would have been nice, even though I know a lot of people already know how to haggle for a vehicle. Not saying I had to do much haggling. I did do some. If you're from Arkansas, I strongly suggest you go to Red River Dodge. Red River Dodge Chrysler Jeep of Heber Springs. Phenomenal crew up there. They made it to where I really didn't have to do much haggling at all. I know I got a good deal on it. So it sucks that the footage didn't work out, because I did have a lot of good footage, or at least in my mind I thought it was. And I like thought it out what I was going to do, how the shots I was going to take and everything, and none of it had sound. So that being one of the mistakes, is no sound on any of the footage of me taking my truck up there to trade it in, me haggling with the dealer, Zach with the Red River Dodge. Like I said, go see him if you need a vehicle. My truck being out in the parking lot, being pulled up for me, walk around in my truck, footage of me moving items from my old truck over to my new truck, which I know that don't really matter to you. I was actually looking forward to doing my first time warp on that. Guess I'm going to have to save that for a new video. Another mistake that I had made was, on my way home, I decided to stop by Chris's house, show off my new truck. You know, me and him's best friends, so it worked out pretty good. He loved it. He had just purchased the Jeep right before, like the weekend before I bought my truck, and which was just several days, because Halloween was on Wednesday. He bought it on like the Saturday before. Showing him my truck, let him drive and everything. Which I had footage of that, no sound, so yeah, it wasn't no good. Hung out for a minute. When I got ready to leave, like, I've never had a truck with key fabs or whatever, however you pronounce it. I have two of those now, or not two vehicles, but two key fabs for my truck and two valet keys. And we're sitting there talking about the valet keys, like, because I don't fully understand how that works. Because yeah, it'll open the door, but I don't see no place to put a valet key inside the insert it into ignition, because I have a little push button on it. So I'm talking to him about it, and I took the keys out of my pocket, started up the truck. We was just talking, threw the keys in my cup holder, was leaving, and he was like, "Oh man, don't forget your stuff inside." So I was like, "Okay." I get out of the truck no, it wasn't running at the time, or I turned it off. Got out of the truck, went inside, grabbed the items that I was needing. Go back to get in my truck. My phone, both sets of keys, the valet keys, the fabs, all that inside the console. My doors are locked. So within hours of leaving the dealership, actually it was like 2 hours, actually, because I live 2 hours away from the dealership. So get there 2 hours later, and I locked my keys inside my truck. I already had to use the roadside assistance that came with it, and I'm very thankful for it. However, that guy had to drive like hour and a half, 2 hours, just to spend 5 seconds unlocking my truck for me without a scratch, obviously. So yeah, mistakes was made, several of them. But I am enjoying my new truck. I am enjoying this time. I'm enjoying doing YouTube videos. So the next day, I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go ahead and start modding my truck. Which I'm not gonna do a lot of mods, but there was one thing I wanted that, well, one of the two main things I want for my truck, and I knew where I could get one an hour away. Call them up, hey, I'm on my way, I'm wanting this. So I go to Jacksonville, Arkansas, and decide and make my first purchase. My first mod that I purchased. While I'm there, I'm speaking to the guy about a couple other things, and he's like, oh yeah man, we got a shop down the road that, or we use a shop down the road for this specific thing, and they're great. Sure enough, I'm like, all right, well, I'll go check it out. I pull up and I ask them, I'm like, or I'm talking to them about doing a mod for me, and they quoted me a low price, and I had to get onto it. I jumped on it right there. So with that being said, the one part of the video that I told you that did not mess up, that it actually had sound, comes up here. This is where I'm going to install that little piece, and it will tell you what mod I had. Now this will be the first mod that I had done to my truck. However, it is not the first mod I purchased. The first mod I purchased is inside my truck already. It is not installed, but that will be a video coming up soon. Hope you enjoy this footage. Alright, came to Jacksonville to purchase my first mod for my truck, or what I thought was going to be my first mod. Left there, talked to the guy there where I was purchasing the first item, or first mod that I have not shown y'all yet, which will be on the next video. And got me thinking about wraps. So I was asking about wraps, which I don't plan on wrapping my brand new truck. However, I do want to get a few things done. And he sent me to one place, which I went to it, and they're not able to help me out because they said they don't do custom jobs like that. However, they said they really specialize in doing tint. So with that being said, my first mod to my truck, which it's mostly everybody's first mod whenever they get done, is tint. And before I get it tinted, I wanted to show y'all what my truck looked like from the factory, which the white truck in the background, that Rebel right there, is my truck. That is my new truck. First time I'm showing you. You see how the tint, or the front window, is not tinted. It don't have the brow. There's actually going to be very few mods I plan on doing. I plan on doing several mods actually, but it's going to be more conservative. It's not going to be nothing extreme. And I will bring y'all along for each one of these. If I can record some of it as they're tinting my windows, I will. If not, you'll probably just have to settle for the after shot. Alright, well, I'll see y'all in a minute. Alright, now this is the after shot after the windows have been tinted. The brow was done. I actually had to have the brow redone because at first when they did it, they had that brow coming all the way down past halfway on the, it came down to about right here, and then they had it arched up to where it went underneath at the bottom of that little tint right there, and then went back on the other side, went right down to it. my new ride, Ram Rebel. First mod I've had done was the window tint. Funny thing is, it was the first mod I had done. However, it is not the first mod that I purchased. My next video will have the first purchase mod installed, which it would actually be a tutorial of me installing it. Should be a simple install though. Alright, trying to keep the film short, which I know it's still not as short as I'd like it to be, but it's shorter than the last video, which took, like I said, over 2 days to upload. Alright, maybe a little bit too close. Catch you next time. Bye.